Anyway, a second life, because I don't want my life to be over yet. Not yet. I want to fight till the end. Cursing darkness. What is that? What is that? It was a great game from you, Jared, says Mark Therosian. Someone could make a really good game of it. It's just like, I mean, it was good for me. Is it good for you? I don't know if it's good for you. It's nice that someone's paying attention to me. Today, I decided to do, here's the story. It's not even a story. I decided to do something today. I said, I'm going to go renew my passport. But I'm not going to mail it in because I don't know if I've got all the information because I'm gridlocked. So I said, you know what I'll do? I'm going to go down to the U.S. Embassy, that beautiful building surrounded by horrible, ugly buildings. Okay. And I'll go down to the U.S. Embassy and I will give it to them there and talk to somebody there. And when I'm there, they will say to me, no, you forgot this piece of paper. You'll have to come back tomorrow. Okay, or the next day. I know that's what would happen. Okay, but I get there and they say, oh, you've come a bit too late. Okay, and I go, okay, but they said they might see you. So I went in line. I was in the wrong line because it's barely marked there. Anyway, I went in the wrong, and then men walking around with, machine guns, which was quite exciting to see. British men with machine guns. Anyway, here is the point. The point is, they still couldn't see me, and they said, you're going to have to fill this form out online. So I got to fill it. But I actually did something. I got on a bus, got on another bus, walked 15 minutes. It's not an easy place to get to, the U.S. Embassy in London. I mean, if you walked anywhere for 15 minutes, it wouldn't be bad. But in London, you shouldn't have to walk for 15 minutes. Okay, so that's what happened. What was I thinking? I lost my train of thought. You will still be here for decades, Lewis. Doing this show for decades or any show? Maybe there's so much material, not material. And Shanks and Kermit have been doing these whatever short streams based on these things, which I think is really brilliant. And I want to thank Kermit and I want to thank Shanks. And Shanks did one today that was hysterical. Did you see that on Twitter? Kermit is not on Twitter. Okay? Is not on Twitter. Okay? Which, it's like those people back when I was a kid say, no, there's nothing good on TV. There's nothing good on TV. And then when TV went from 5 to 150 channels, they still said there's nothing good on TV. There was something good on TV when we just had when we had channel 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 11, and 13. That was New York was great. We had all those channels. Some markets didn't have any channels. So that's what I did today. So I've actually done something. What was I thinking about before? I lost my train of thoughts about how we've got to do something. We've got to do something. I heard YouTube is having a hype feature. Not sure if it is for live shows, but you might be worth exploring. Adam, could you explore it for me? I'm not going to do it. I mean, I'm just trying to get the sound right. Is the sound okay? That's my question. Leanne is here. Oh, beautiful Leanne. You will still be here for decades, says Claire. Thank you very much. How many decades left? Look at Donald Trump. He's not even 80 yet, and he's crumbling. I feel bad that he's crumbling. Okay. Anyway, so there you go. Do it online. That's what they've said to me. I see you to do it online. Make a weekend of it. Book it to a local hotel. Are you talking to me? Yeah, maybe I'll just hang out there. I mean, unfortunately, local hotels are so expensive right now. That was one of the best things about London. It was cheap. You could get a hotel right by the train station for 35 or 25 pounds. In a hotel. You couldn't do that in New York. New York was so expensive. And now, because of the migrants, they've made things here so expensive. Anyway, so that's what I'm saying. Yes, just hang out at the passport office. Yeah. Well, I'm going to have to see if I can get something from this country, too. I don't even know. I don't know if they're going to kick me out at any second. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I already spin enough plates, Kermit says, without pissing about what's on Twitter. You don't have to, but if you have a Twitter account, you can send me the link. That's all you got to do is you got to press at Lewis Schaffer on Twitter, and I'll get the link, and I'll see the link. Can you see it at Lewis Schaffer on X? I still call it X. That's my dad. That's me when I was like 22 years old. These are this is Patrice and Keith Robinson and Matt. Good times. And this is me and Billy Burr. I was never a somebody. There's something the matter with me. There's something, as you probably could tell. If you tried to leave the UK to return to the United States, we will report you to the FBI for sexy terrorism. Yeah, well, I've already been reported once for sexy terrorism. Is that what they call it? They call it something else. I mean, it didn't go anywhere because it wasn't as sexy as the person who thought. Anyway, we're not discussing this. Dual citizenship is the way. Don't fret over the right to stay. Grab a digital ID. It's not going to happen. I don't think digital ID, the right to stay. I don't think they're going to kick me out. I hope you don't kick me out. I mean, this is my home. This is my problem with my home. I got a home here. I mean, it doesn't look like a home. This is my home. It's just a mess. But it is a home. I've got my 2 sons living here. And me. At least I think they're my sons. They act like they're my sons. There was a Futurama joke, says Alan Williams. Interesting. Something like 850 channels. The only thing good on 350 of them. And only anything good on 350 of them. That's so funny. That's true. There's too much good stuff. And you're sitting there checking. But I was always that way. I remember listening to the radio in the car. Remember, you got the things on the car. I don't know whether you remember this. But you used to be able to press the car things. And I'm listening to a song. And I find myself changing the song. I'm thinking to myself, why did I just change the song? I was really into it. This is, it wasn't that often you heard great songs. That's really, really funny. Daz says, Alan Williams, let me repeat that. There was a Futurama joke, something like 850 channels, and only anything good on 350 of them. I find that funny. Thank you very much, Alan Williams. I'm seeing Lewis's shorts pop up, too. I guess you need to follow the directions YouTube probably wants to head towards, which might be towards a TikTok format. They'll probably reward going with the grain. I mean, I've taken the link. The link is a YouTube link or whatever it is. Maybe it's a TikTok link. I mean, Kermit does something different than Shanks, but Kermit sends me the links. Do you send me the link? I don't know what is happening, but some of them are not that good. I don't want to be the judge of whether this thing is interesting or not. You can all do that yourself. Press the car things, buttons. Yes, press the buttons. Press the buttons, Joodles. Yes, thank you for pointing out. Noodles, he will automatically get to be a partner after more subs and views. No, that's not true. I've been demonetized. I see you. He can still be a partner in time. How about a partner in crime? Yeah, the shorts sound interesting because they're only like 90 seconds. And these things, you don't know what you're watching. I don't know what I'm saying. I mean, this is a different kind of format. We've got 38 viewers now. Let's see what we have. I shouldn't care if there's 38 or 40. Now 39. Okay. It's kind of amazing, really. It's just that it's like so consistent. I didn't expect it to be this consistent, but I also thought maybe we'd have a million people watching this thing because I'm Lewis Schaffer. That's what I think. I think I'm Lewis Schaffer. Daddy Bannister is here. He's from Laos. Did you hear me talk about you? Did you talk about, I talked about Daddy Bannister. He runs a pizza place in Laos. On one of the YouTube things. If you go to at Lewis Schaffer, you can go to the YouTube. You can see whichever ones I've posted on YouTube. Okay. You know what it is? You know what it is? It's actually, maybe I'm wrong. If you've been demonetized, the quickest way to get remonetized is to write your archives of videos. Make your channel like new, says Warmelian. Yeah, maybe I need to do that. They say I'm not allowed to start a new channel. I've got so much junk. My channels, I've got so much junk from way back when I entered it. I was doing little videos, 90 seconds a day. Maybe somebody will find that interesting, Warmelian. I don't know if I could do that. I've been checking out zero carb recipes. I think I'll go chat up my local farm butcher. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you don't even need zero carb recipes. You don't need to cook anything raw meat. Like today, raw beef, raw lamb. I had pork chops today, pork shoulder. But I cooked it. You got to cook it. You've got to cook it. You've got to cook it. Do you not have to cook it? I think you've got to cook. You got to cook the pork anyway. So, but I do appreciate that. I see you. I wish I had a local butcher. I don't. I have Little. I went to Little today. I spent 52 pounds. But that's a brilliant. Leanne says, me and Claire are sharing the responsibility. Of what? Of what are you sharing the responsibility of, Leanne? Sam Simpson, I've just given this vid a thumbs up for what it's worth. I'm giving you, are you a man or a woman? S. Simpson, I forget. Am I bad? Don't hate me for this. Don't hate me for this. We're up to, guess how many people we've got now? We've got 43 people watching this thing. How good is that? So I want to thank you. S. Simpson, are you a man or a woman? Little is good for fish, salmon, tuna. You know where I get my fish from? From Iceland, because it's wild fish. It's like a pound of fish. It's ugly looking fish, but they say it's wild, so I believe them. The S is for Susan. Okay, so she's a girl. So Susan Simpson is a girl, is a female. I'm writing it down. I like that. I like girls. I like to talk to girls. I don't really like them, but I like to talk to them. I like to annoy them. I like to do it. You're all woman. I love a woman who calls herself all woman. Everything is woman about me except for my pee-pee. Everything, I'm all woman. I'm all woman. That's what I feel like. I'm all woman except for my pee-pee. Lexi. Hey, Lewis, whole family watching tonight. That's brilliant. Where are you? And are you a girl? Are you a girl? We're getting more and more girls on this thing. See, this is why I should never worry. This is why you should never worry. Because I thought to myself, I'm just going to have a stream of guys. But it's girls. Where are you from, Lexi? And who is the family? And are you a girl? Are you a girl? I love you. Are you a girl? Okay. You wrote it down last time too. I did. I should look at the notes. I don't remember when it was. I should write it down. Yeah, I wrote it down. Yeah, but when memory isn't that good, you have to write things down more than once. Joe Lewis, I'm asking you this all the time. Every time you see Y-O-U-R, the word your, you have to think, what is that word? I don't want to misspell it for Lewis because I want Lewis to love me. And I don't care how beautiful you are, Joe, and how much I want you. We have to spell you're right. Am I right? Y-O-U. You are you were right there. Sorry about that, Joe. Again, I apologize. Joe. Don't hate me. Let's see let's go back a track. From Monday to Sunday, she works her fingers to the bone. She's no classy lady, but she's all woman to me. Lewis has more Riz than me. What does Riz mean? Isn't Riz mean jokey jokes? I wrote it. Yes, Jules. I'm always writing it down. So S. Simpson. Maybe we should change our name so we can say where we are. Leanne from wherever you're from. Your hair looks boss. Thank you, John. It's not as good as it used to be because you can see over here. It's not quite as. My hair used to be so thick. I should take a picture of my son. It looked like that. One of the sons. Do you need to write a note to remind yourself to check the other note? Yeah, you do. You do. I don't know whether it's an age thing. Could be an age thing. Leanne says, Lexi could be dangerous. Laughter is infectious. Everyone over 18, I hope. Yeah, all women are dangerous. That's what makes you so great. You're all dangerous. You're all dangerous. But I mean, what can you do? You can say Lewis Schaffer's been texting me messages. He says he wants to send naked pictures of himself. Well, who cares? They would go, who is Lewis Schaffer? They would go, of course he wants to do that because he's a pervert. We know he's a pervert. Didn't we learn he was a pervert, 15 years ago when this whole thing happened, that he was with those girls? You know what I mean? I was a bit of a pervert. Lisa, who is Lisa? Is that Lexi Lex? Anyway, hello, John Van Dam. Thank you for coming in. John, put a picture on your profile thing so it's not just a J. Comer. What about Comer? I'm a comber. I do comb my hair. I don't wash it. I don't use any shampoo. There's no shampoo. When you see me, when you come to my flat, when I lock you in my bedroom and you can't get out and you have nothing to do in there, you're bored out of your mind. Hey, Lewis, let me out. I don't, I say, I can't let you out. I say, you want to smell my hair? And I'll let you smell my hair. Who else doesn't wash their hair? I don't wash my hair. I don't brush my teeth anymore. And it's basically clean. I don't have any stuff. You know how when you don't brush after you have a high carb meal, if you're on a high carb diet, you got crud on your teeth. I do not have any crud on my teeth. But if I do, you can tell me. It's not going to hurt my feelings. You're not going to hurt my feelings. You a little bit. You won't hurt it. There was a time my last year at GB News, when my breath was really bad. I had some kind of thing going on in there. And then now I think it's all right. We'll find out. You can come over to my house in Nunhead. If any lady, this show's getting too much. You can come to my house. What are you crying about, Joodles? Anyway, I make lists as I see you, promptly misplace them, then blame the cat. Yes. Cats are evil. They're more horrible than women. They love you less than women. Do they love you less than women? I've had cats my entire life. My cat Phoebe. I had a cat. My cat. I had more than one cat. I had many cats, but they were all named Phoebe. Anyway, did you have an agent that got you on GB News? No, Andrew Doyle and Martin called me. They called me. Lovely people. And Andrew is gay. I'm only 14% gay, so don't expect much love from Lewis Schaffer. If you get me at the right moment, let's say I've been drinking scotch at a friend of mine's house. We've drank maybe a bottle of it, and it's very late, and it's during COVID times, and we shouldn't even be hanging out together. Something. Nothing happened. That was the saddest thing. Nothing happened. Anyway, agents are not to be trusted, Adam. Well, you got to have an agent, though. It's good to have an agent. It's good to have somebody. If you're super funny, you don't need an agent. If you're super brilliant, you don't need an agent, Lexi. How do you know about that? We're all old ape. You know what it is? Lexi's an OAP. I'm going to write that down. Lexi is an OAP and put a star next to it. Anybody who calls themselves an OAP needs the love from Lewis Schaffer. Do you not need love? Do you need love, Lexi? Like and comment, please. Yes, let's do that. Everybody comment. Everybody's comment. Who is Osmosis Training? He is subscribed yesterday, so maybe subscribe. Have you subscribed, Lexi? Have you liked it? How many people have liked this thing? Let's just check already. How many people? I think my mood is getting better and better since there were a couple of really bad shows we've had. 13 people have liked it. Let me just see how many people like. 21. Okay, we're great. We're doing great. Like this thing. If you haven't liked it, just go up top and just press the like button. Thank you, John Van Dam, for saying this place would have died 100 shows ago if it was just a bunch of blokes. Yes. I mean, that's the thing. That's the hard thing. You always hear women saying, oh, we're mistreated all the time. Right? And then you think, you're still a girl. And girls are treated so much better than guys. And we want you. And I was watching, what's her name? Emma Watson. Is that who it was? Emma, is that her name? Emma Watson from the whatchamacallit movies with J.K. Rowling. And she's like all sad. She's 35 years old, like her life is ruined. You know, how many of you would do Emma Is that her name, Emma? Emma Watson? Who would do Emma Watson? Every guy would do Emma Watson, or most guys would do Emma Watson. We would. We would. And especially like when you hit my age, I'm just filled with love. Something's happened to me. I'm like filled with love. I see you. I'm very lucky. I have thick red curly hair. Still look like a mad woman, but it's natural. I love red hair. I was in love with a girl at the university, or whatever. It wasn't as big as the university, at the college I went to. I was in love with her, and she had red hair. I was like, I couldn't understand how people could hate red hair. Anyway, back on hostages. Okay, that's what Joe says. What is that all in reference to? Nobody likes just blow. Well, we could have had a good time. Because I'm on the bloke side. I know what it's like to be a girl. I can feel it. I could feel how bad it is, because women, more than men, have been lied to. They've been lied to. We think we've been lied to anyway. Anyway, so what do you say? Long time since I was locked in a bedroom. Well, come over to Lewis Schaffer. I'll lock you in the bedroom. How the AF did shampoo lead to hostage situation? Oh, I'm sorry, because I'm locking you girls in the bathroom. Am I going to get into trouble for this? This is a comedic satire situation. I've been locked more often than I've actually locked somebody in. Okay? But it could be. Maybe you want to be locked in the thing. What did I say? It was funny. Was it funny? I'm not sure it was funny. But I'm saying, lock you. Make sure that you put all of that on your dating profile. Yeah, I'll come and lock you in the bathroom, and you can smell my hair, and you can smell it, and you can smell you can see it. Do I smell bad? I mean, first of all, I've reached a certain age. I don't smell as much as I used to, but I don't think I smell bad. I hope I don't smell like an old guy, because I got two young boys living. They're not even that young. They're in their early 20s. Because I've got boys living here. The place smells of boys. So if any of you girls want to go on a date with one of my young sons, he's not here now. He's working, the producer, and the other one's in his bedroom. Okay. Okay. If I was locked in your bedroom, I wouldn't want to escape. That's what Claire says. What? That's what all you girls should be. Let's practice being like Claire. It's so wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. Yeah, I'm going to lock you in there. I'll lock you in there. I'll bring you a cup of tea. You like milk with your tea. Lewis, make sure you put all of that in. I'm going to put it all on my dating profile. I don't brush my teeth. I don't shower often. I don't brush my teeth. I use soap on my hands. I'm not going to tell you why, but I use soap on my hands. I pick up rubbish, and I pick up rubbish in the park with my bare hands. I do. I don't think I'm that dirty. But you know what? I will actually, for you, I forget this is being broadcast and kept forever. That's why this show is dangerous. I'm telling you, I would, if you wanted me to, before we had SECKS, I would bathe myself. I would shampoo even though it would ruin my hair. I would shampoo. Okay? That's what I'm saying. Judas is laughing. I don't know what she's laughing at. She's just laughing. She's like laughing. Red hair. I see you, beautiful. I see you. It's beautiful. Are you feisty too? They're not all feisty. All women are feisty. I've got news for you, Leanne. You are feisty too. I can tell that. I've met you in person, so I know you are feisty. You're on your best behavior, trying to be nice. That's what women do. They try to be nice. And then once they got you, they turn all feisty and nasty. Is that true? Am I being right about that? Am I being right about that? Anyway, we got 40. How many people do we have watching this thing? We got over 40. We got 41. How great is that? How great? Not that it matters. I would do this even if I had one person. If that person is, I'm not going to say which one. Okay, Lewis. I don't discriminate. I don't discriminate. I'm 14% gay. 14% gay. If you told me, Lewis, I love you, like the way Claire does. If you did that and you weren't fat, let's say, if you were fat, I would say, you know what, if you lose weight, I would. It's like my friend Natterman has the joke. Would it kill you to do me? Would it kill you ladies to do me? Why do you have to say no to me? Why do you have to say no? Just would it kill you? Okay. Kermit says anything could lead to a hostage situation. Anything can. You're in my flat. It's a hostage situation. Okay. His brain doors are wide open. Yes. I'm open to, something has happened to me. Maybe it's the world. It's the end of the world. Why not? Let's try to love each other. Let's try to hug each other. If you came up to me and you said, Lewis, I need you. I think you're so good looking. You're so good looking. Would you kiss me? Would you kiss me? I would kiss you. I did a show about that. And I wasn't even 68 at the time. Okay, let's see. Joe cares about what the bedroom looks like. I mean, really, I'm not as clean as I used to be. I do wash my sheets and stuff like that. I do wash my sheets. Anyway, I don't discriminate. I'm trying not to discriminate. You're right. I'm trying to be loving to people. That's what I'm trying to be. What happened here? I lost my place here. Oh my God! Where did my place go? I lost my place. We're a little bit behind. Nora Vincent lived as a man as an experiment for ages, and she concluded that men get a raw deal compared to women. Yeah, well, every man knows that. Women don't know that. They compare themselves to the top men. Who's saying that? Was that Jordan Peterson? The top men get easy deals, but the rest of don't date women for their opinions or politics unless they're a handful. What does that mean, Warmelian? Okay, we got to get back on track. We've got to get back on track. Cats are horrible, says John Van Dam. Could be horrible. I see. I've had some very strange boyfriends since I got past 50. Yes, you did. I imagine you did. I imagine all women have strange boys because they don't care as much. They're older. They don't care. You're older. You're happier with less, maybe. I don't know what it is. I'm not saying that to be mean. But that's, like my joke. I say I like older women. Why? Because their stories are shorter. Okay. No, that's younger women. I blew my entire joke. Let's delete that. Don't make that a YouTube video. I like younger women. I like young women. Why? Because their stories are shorter. They haven't had as much pain. Well, tell us about some of your boyfriends I see you. Which ones have been bad? Why have they been bad? I've done so many bad things to girls. So many bad things. But not bad things in the way you think they're bad. What's the difference between we're not going to tell. Kermit, we can't tell that Benny Hill joke. Thanks, Warmelian. As long as you don't. Who are you talking to? Is it me? My bedroom. As long as you don't smell of. I don't think that I do, but maybe I do. Joe, thank you, Lorna. I mean, Lorna's here. Good to see you, Lorna. I always expect to see Lorna, and then you don't see her for a while, and you think, wait a second, where's Lorna been? And then she shows up, and you're happy to see her. Bathing was considered evil in the 19th century. In the 17th century, yeah, no one bathed. The idea of heating up precious water and first of all, having some kind of bowl, a huge metal bowl. They didn't have that much metal in the world. And then putting hot water in it. How much hot water do you have to put in? Gallons of water, and it's cold. England is a cold country, And that's the people. That's the people. Oh, we're far behind. It's why the show is demonetized. Why? Why? Because, well, tell me why again. I forgot what the reason is. I'm falling behind, so you've got to say what it's 100% true. I wish maybe we could do something that actually showed what this is in reference to. I think you look very handsome, says, are you talking to me? I see you. Because I do appreciate that so much. I need to be told that. And if I'm with you, I mean, I hope you be pretty. Are you thin? Are you thin? Let's be thin and beautiful. Let's be thin. I say yes, 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 as long as you don't make me wash the dishes. I won't. I'm even thinking about not even washing my dishes. Just having the dish, putting the dishes away. John Van Damme wants to bum. Yeah. Do you find me attractive, John Van? You got to first compliment me. You got to say how beautiful you are, how handsome you are, how thin you are, how, your body is so nice. Can I touch it? You got to treat me like a girl. I think Claire C. is saying yes to noisy sex. Did I miss that? Did I miss that? Did I miss that? That she's saying yes to noisy sex? Or is she screaming, Lewis, yes, yes. Okay, yeah, there you go. Yeah, yes, yes. You need love. You need love. Let's love each other. And if you're not with Lewis Schaffer, close your eyes and imagine you're with Lewis Schaffer. Imagine that all you guys and girls are all in this together. Or in this together. Let's do that. My worst boyfriend was a cross-dressing Buddhist social worker. I kid you not. Okay, that's good. A cross-dressing, meaning dressed as a woman. I don't find that unusual. I mean, I don't. But who doesn't? Who doesn't want to find them? Who doesn't, like I was saying, who doesn't push their boobs together and feel pretty? Men want to be wanted because it's great to be a woman. That's proof. How many women walk around as men? It's great. I kid you not. Anyway, it ended when I discovered 6-inch stiletto heels in his cupboard. What is wrong with that? If you're going to dress as a woman, you're going to have the heels. How could you break up with him over that? He means he's prepared. I don't see that. I don't see that. What does the Q stand for? In LGBTQ, it's asking for a friend. This is Alan Williams. Is that a serious question? What it means is, I think it means people want to be considered weird now. I remember back in the day, if someone called you weird or queer or whatever, you took it as an insult. Not me, but I hope they didn't do oral sex in the 1700s. Well, people are self-cleaning. Lorna, they're self-cleaning at any age. And if you are on a low-carb diet, you're not going to smell down there. If you're on a high-carb diet, your private parts and your feet, you can get all those kind of, whatever those things are called. What is it called down there? Groin infections. What is it called? So you want to have clean parts? Don't eat carbs. Don't have diabetes. Every single disease you have, we went over this yesterday, every single problem you have is caused by carbs, or mostly. It says N1AFE. Is that your postal code? No, it can't be your postal code. NWAFE? NIAFE? Is that a joke? NIAFE? Anyway, I'm a typical Yank. I would not say I'm a typical Yank, but maybe. Maybe I am. I don't know who you're talking to. Can't have my boyfriend looking better than me because she had 6-inch heels. Yeah, but then she gets taller than you. You want a tall boyfriend. Where are you going? To mom. Okay, give her my love. My son is going to his mom. But I'm a great guy. I'm not stopping him. I'm not saying don't go there. Anyway, Niafi, where are you from? Are you fat? Where are you from? Are you fat? Sorry, I don't agree with genocide. Kids being blown apart. Forgive me. I don't either. There are 50 hostages and 11 or 12 or 1,300 killed. So I'm against that too. Lewis, your hair looks beautiful. I shouldn't have been too much. But thank you, Niafi. Thank you. I'm going to write your name down and the N1AFE. and make a note that you're against children being killed. Okay. Tough Boss Live. I love stilettos. Good to see you, Tough Boss. I remember when my wife used to wear is spelled wrong, but all right, them for me, and I miss those days so much. Yes. Well, why? Because it makes the legs look longer. Speaking of long legs, anyway, they make the legs look longer. I don't need a girl to wear those things. I don't need it anymore, but it's nice. It's nice. Yet the host is a Yank. What does that make you? Effing stupid. Because I'm a Yank. Yeah, maybe. Because I'm a Yank. But I'm not even a Yank. I'm a Jew. Remember this in the FA. I'm a Jew. Did you know that about me? Why are you here? Anyway, queer. It stands for queer, which is the same as L and G. Also, isn't it? No, they're saying LGBT are normal, and queer is like something out of the ordinary. Tough. I did all my housework in stilettos back in the day. Yeah, you did. Did you? Well, that was good times. You have good legs now. Are you thin? I see you. Are you thin? How many hostage Palestinians again? I think you spelled Palestinians wrong, so let's work on the spelling. Okay, I see you. Would you wear? Tough wear. You mean WEAR? That's when you wear clothes. Okay, wear. There are three wears. There are two wears. WHERE. You didn't even spell that. Were is WERE. Stilettos are the sexiest, Leanne. I can see it. You got good legs. We went to the demonstration together, Leanne and I. It was fabulous. That was just great. Okay. Oh, I don't know. That too. Also, my cousins showed me how many definitions there were, several dozen, and most were exactly the same thing of queer. Is that what it is, Mark J? Well, welcome, Mark J. Good to see you there. I'm a professional when it comes to stilettos. Yeah, lovely. Thankfully, I'll be on the good side of history, boys. No, you'll be dead. There's no good side of history. And the Jews write the history, number one. So you're a loser. He explains everything. Yeah, that's what I am. It explains everything. And you're whatever you are. Inshallah, you will be. Whatever will be. The future's not ours to see. But you'll be on the right side of history. You'll be on the right. Nobody who hates Jews is ever on the right side of history. That's a fact. Anyway, we're not going there. I see you says, yes, I'm a good weight for my height, about average. It's all irrelevant. It's not to Lewis Schaffer. It's not to men. Not to men. Men, it is not irrelevant. It is not. Yeah, you're looking like a superstar on the world stage, aren't we? We're looking like the superstar. What, for recognizing that, they don't have whatever it is. Spelling with Schaffer. Well, Jedster, I'm with you. We got to learn to spell properly because we're being judged because the ruling classes judge us. Screw the ruling classes. You know what I mean? It's better to say something important. But anyway. Okay. Let me just get over here. Whatever it is. Okay, let me just see what else we have. Okay. So, okay. All right, there you go. Okay, we're back on track. We're talking about this. Okay, he spelled Israel wrong too. I mean, I feel bad. I heard the funniest joke last night. My friend Doug told me. I got two friends, Doug and Russ and Dan. I don't have many friends. I don't have many friends. I hope we consider ourselves friends. Over time, we can be friends. I've been friends with Russ since 1988 or something, however many years that is. But listen to this. He says to me, why are Jews the most successful, richest people in the world? Why are they the most successful, richest people in the world? Hold on a second. Let's get back there. Why are Jews the richest and most successful people in the world? Because they're the only ones on earth who can't blame the Jews for all their problems. I don't know. Maybe I laughed at that. Maybe they laugh at that. I don't know. I'm sorry for that. I mean, I don't want to be Jewish. I don't want to be Jewish anymore. I know you're not interested in it. I'm not even interested in it too. I'm not interested in it too. It's like English people blamed for all the world's problems. No, you're the best people on earth besides the Jews. What you've done for the world, you've made not only yourself, but you've made the world's countries that you controlled the most, the richest, most successful, nicest countries in the world. Australia, New Zealand, Canada, America. Okay? Yeah. English people, and you created America, and you allowed, it's a British concept. You allowed America to be the greatest, most powerful country in the world. So, look at the French. What countries did the French create? French Guiana? It's not even a country. What about all the French colonies? Ivory Coast? I don't know. I could go over all the French colonies. I worked for an old Jewish family many years ago. I learned how to be sensible in a roundabout way. A lovely family. Yeah. I mean, it's weird. Gammy Russ is here. But thank you, guys. If there's anybody who you don't want, if somebody comes on the stream and they have a different point of view, Lucy's here. Like Lucy, Haiti is another country that the French totally messed up. Or Quebec. Anyway, the reason why Quebec is so good is because it's surrounded by America. Even though I don't think I even know any Quebecois. Anyway, so here's the point. The point is this. I don't even know what the point is. Let me have a drink of water. Let me have a drink of coffee. This is a nice coffee. I watch myself drinking on the TV. It's horrible. It's horrible to drink on the TV. Let me just push this over here like that. Put that like that. The French made the worst parts of Canada. Typical French, yes. What about Spain? What about the countries that Spain took over? Are they rich countries? Are they some of the most successful countries in the world? Some of them are doing okay. But they're not. They cannot. So if Dullahan, Canada is a great country that Britain created. Okay, they would have been, Anyway, so the point I'm making is, if somebody comes on the stream, we like people coming on the stream, but if somebody comes on the stream, we have to give them a chance to say what they want to say. You can't just because somebody says whatever, even anti-Semitic thing, whatever it is, you have to give them a chance. Did you see that Quebec have allowed a gay male throuple? That's throuple. That means three people married to each other. They're adopting a little girl. Madness. Well, you know what that is? That's called communism. I'll tell you why that's communism. As my son pointed it out the other day, is when you think everyone is the same, that there's no difference between people, that we've got to be totally accepting of all the dirty foreigners coming into this country, including me. Remember, this is a comedy satire program. Okay? Including me. Okay? Then, if you think that everybody's the same, you can't say, no, you can't have a kid because we don't trust you. Because you're the same as us. You're saying you don't trust yourself. That's exactly right, Lucy. G&A. Who is G&A? G&A. Gaston and Alphonse. Giorgio Armani and Armani. Who is G&A? The world's laughing at you. Are you aware of that, right? Who is me? Is that me? Are they laughing at me? G&A. Where are you from? Are you fat? Are you fat? Yeah, of course they laugh at me. They laugh at me. I don't care whether people laugh at me. That's why people laugh at me, because I do not care. You want to laugh at me. You want to say this guy's an idiot. This guy's stupid. This guy's wrong. Go ahead. Go ahead, G&A. Don't worry about it. Okay. I think it's sick. I think it's really sick. I think it's really sick. We've had a very bad few years. It's taken me a while to realize. I had my kids by mistake. I just thought, okay, I'll have kids. I was 43 years old. You know. Yeah, thank you, Claire C. And what do I do? Do I okay. All right, there you go. No problem. It's no problem. Okay. Okay. What were we talking about? What were we talking about? I forgot the joke I was going to tell. Hey, Donna, lots of random stuff per se. All good. We always talk random stuff. We are always, but if you don't think we've spoken enough about any one thing, we can go back to it. Lewis, keep on talking about this trans thing. Keep on, let me tell you what I have to say about the trans thing. I don't think that's a strong enough answer, Lewis. Come up with a better answer. I don't think, we get them every now and again. We do. We get them every now and again. They soon get bored when they're ignored. Yes. Yeah. Lewis, I DM'd you a video about it. Okay. Lucy is sending me a video. Okay. She's sending me a video. I mean, yeah. Send me videos. Send me videos. People say, Joodles has sent me videos, but it's not a surprise to me. It's not a surprise. What is communism? Communism is the idea that we're all alike. That's why we don't need borders, because we're all alike. Okay? That's why we're going to give little baby girls to groups of guys, because men and women are alike. I guess, except for white men. You were talking about having kids at, 43 years old. I had kids at 43 years old. I had my kids at 43 years old. I didn't really think about having kids until I met this woman, and she wanted to have kids. And I just thought, okay, we'll have kids. I'll move to England and have kids. And the mother of my children, who's a lovely, lovely woman, I don't care what I've said about her, what I've thought about her, she gave me these two boys. So it was by sheer luck. Like my friends, I've got friends. I got one friend. He only has one kid. Not even one kid. I got my other friend, another friend. I've got two other friends who haven't had any kids because they've told us. Drifting Beamer says, American comedian, laugh out loud. About as funny as a toothache. You James Blunt Zionist. What is a James Blunt Zionist? I'm a real Zionist. I don't think Zionism was a good idea, actually. But I don't think Zionism was an idea that one people, one language, one religion, one state. That's what that is. But I don't think, we're basically surrounded by people who hate us. Where are you from, Drifting Beamer? Are you fat? Are you a TWAT? Donna says, I don't like Mark Carney. No, you don't. He's a communist. You know what it is? My entire life growing up in America, we weren't allowed to call people communists. It was like extreme. I'm not a communist. So whatever it is, he's a communist. He's horrible, Mark Carney. You cannot think people are all alike if you have traveled. Yeah. Well, even if you go to Southwark, you can't think people are all alike. They're not all alike. This lad isn't giving. Now, Drift Beamer. No, he's not. He's not giving up easily. Well, what do I do? Do I put him in a timeout, or do I ban him from the site? What do? I don't know what I do. I'm a Zionist. I'm a Zionist now. You're not fat. I'm not a Yank. Okay, that's good. What the hell is a James Blunt Zionist? Exactly. He's so funny, James Blunt. He teaches you how to communicate in messages. You know, he teaches you. He has, like he's making a joke. Imagine bragging about Zionists. How about Zionism? Please proofread what you're reading. Please proofread what you're reading. Hold on a second. I'm sorry. I'm going to put this user in timeout. Yeah, there you go. Okay. All right. I'm making this guy work. He's going to have to come up with a new account. Doobs looks like a pleasant summer breeze this evening. She's great. That's hurtful. My granny used to take me to CNA Vatanai. Okay. James Blunt account is the funniest thing ever. I wouldn't say that, Joodles. I say Lewis Schaffer is the funniest thing ever. And you could say he's the second funniest thing. Don't engage. This is what ICU says. Don't engage. Let him post. Good for viewing numbers. They will soon go back to wanking. Yeah, that's probably right. Maybe I should let him engage. We'll see if he comes back. It's interesting to find out what a James Blunt Zionist is. You know, the problem with anti-Semitism and hating Jews, it wasn't allowed for a number of years. And when you don't allow something, there's a built-up demand for it. CNA tried to sell Mom a frock. What is a frock with just one cuff? Yes, thank you, Joodles. I appreciate that. That Blunt is the second funniest account ever. Who is the first? You got to write it down because we got to pick a picture of it. We've got to take a picture of it, basically. Lucy says they should have created a Jewish state in the U.S. or Canada. They were considering Madagascar at that point. Remember, there were people living in Madagascar too, and they would have been angry. And I think there are a lot of Muslims living in Madagascar. And they probably hate Jews. Madagascar is an island off the coast of Africa, and it's all Muslim-y area there. Somalia, Mozambique, Zanzibar. The clothes from CNI were good value, says Vatanai. Okay. So, Lucy, I disagree with that, but it's an interesting concept. No, you can't. You forget about this state business. Anyway, we're not in the era of states. I'll never forget the big yellow dress with a huge bow on my granny. My granny bought me. I loved it. That's what Joodle says. But she bought you a dress. That's lovely. That makes you like somebody. My favorite film, Madagascar. Says I see you. Yeah, there you go. Lorna comes in and says I like James Blunt. I do too. I mean that song about being on a subway. You know, or in the subway, or whatever the lyrics, they did not ring true from somebody who's a New Yorker being on the subway. They wouldn't have called it in the subway, on the subway. I forgot what the lyric was, but it's not exactly. The thinking person's Primark. What's shocking is Primark has been around forever and ever. What was Primark called back in the day? Who is no, Vatanai, no. I'm not going to read that. Who is James Blunt? I assume you're making a joke. If you're not making a joke, you can Google it. Have I upset you, Lewis? Why? I didn't see what you wrote. Did I miss what you wrote? Nobody upsets me except somebody who's like trolling. It's like, I miss Woolworths. I don't. I do, kind of. It used to be but it's amazing. Amazing thing is that you can get all the stuff that were once in Woolworth. Okay, it's pronounced Primark, not Primark. Okay, let's take a vote on that. What is the correct pronunciation for Primark or Primark? Is it Primark or Primark? What do you think? Can we have a couple of opinions so I can make up my own minds? I didn't say they should have gone to Madagascar. Bad idea. It would have been a bad idea. It would have been a bad idea. The problem is, people don't like the, you know what I mean? If it's Irish, it's pennies. Is it called pennies? As an American shopper. Kermit says pry. Darkland says primary. It's not primary, it's primary. I've heard people say it's Primark, says Mark J. I call it Primarny. Primarny. But that's not the way you write. Yeah. I always call it Primark. Primark, says Warmelian. Is James Bond some kind of pop singer? We call it Praymark in Portsmouth. What does that mean? How would you make that a bit more easy to understand? Joe, but that's good to know. English people have mispronounced it forever, says Joodles. Well, this show, unfortunately, Joodles. I love the Northern Irish people, but this is I'm an Anglophile. I love the English people. I love not that you guys are bad. No, it's all one team now. Primark even says Darklands. We need a 5 and dime. Yeah, but it wouldn't be 5 and dime. It'd be £5 and a tenner. It's Primarny, not Primarny. Right, Primarny. Yeah, Kermit's right. Primark, says Joe. I know it is Primark. Okay, because you're from Northern Ireland, are you not, Lucy? So that's why I guess you called. So what is the answer? The answer is this. It's called Primark. Called Primark. That's the answer. Primark sells things through pennies here. Not sure about the U.S. pennies. The U.S. pennies was like a store like Sears Roebuck. It was like just a massive, it was one of the earliest, and they had a catalog. The catalog was like this thick. Can you see how big my hands are? That was what pennies were. It was like a poor man's Sears. And Sears was a poor man's Macy's. You could buy a house through Sears. But that's interesting. Pennies. I don't think it's the same pennies as the pennies in America. That's because you're sensible, Lucy. Yeah, because, see, this is the thing. The Irish people. And they go, well, I'm Catholic, I'm Protestant. No, you're the same horrible group of people. Same horrible people. Not that horrible. You're my favorites. You're two of my favorites. That's because you're sensible. Okay, let's go. U.S. energy prices at 6 times cheaper. You don't mean 6 times cheaper. Yeah, they're cheaper in America because we're digging for oil there. Basically, even though that horrible president Joe Biden tried to cut it down. But when you say it's 6 times cheaper, that's not right. I know that's used today, but it's not. 1/6 cheaper, you could say, but not 6 times cheaper. When I worked on the Primark website, says Alan Hudson, there was also an American version of the website. So I think they have shops there as you could not buy online. Maybe they're, you know what it could be? And that might be the case, or it could be that they want to let people know that they're an international company. An international company. How about that? They banned fracking here, idiots. Yeah. I mean, maybe they're right. I mean, just the ground would rumble because they're pumping oil out of it. The Sesame Street version of You're Beautiful is still the best, says Alan Williams. I don't know what that means. New Hampshire prices aren't great. What about the oil prices? Yeah, so Dullahan, who's from Ireland, he knows of Sears Roebuck, and it was an amazing thing back in the day. I don't even know if there are any Sears stores left. Isn't it funny how a conversation develops? All because there was someone called G&A on here. And I said, I heard of C&A and the long closed clothing store. Well, you could say that that's what makes this show amazing. If it's not even a show, this stream amazing, is it's, what do you call that? Where it goes off on tangents or whatever. Their excuse was the tremors. We did have 2 minor earthquakes. Yeah, they don't want, they want us to die. The left, the communists, the socialists, the Lib Dems, the Labor Party, the Green Party, they want us. Then am I allowed to say that? Will they come knock on my door and said, you're promoting social incohesion by doing that? Am I doing that? But Vaught and I, that's a good point. This is how conversations, I guess, happen. Mark J. spoke about the tremors. That's brilliant. That's what I find so interesting, Vaught and I's music. Yeah, so we're developing. We are developing. And we've got over 40 people, and we've have over 40. It hasn't been like this. It hasn't gone up and down. It's been, I shouldn't even mention whether you're here or not. Everybody, can we like this thing? Thumbs up. Press the thumbs up button. Press the subscribe button. Press the Discord. Can we join in the Discord? So we're there. Can we send Lewis Schaffer a drink on Ko-fi? Send me a drink. Send me a drink if you haven't sent one already. If you send me another one. I remember the earthquake in 2008. I was living in Leeds and it really effed my brain. I ran outside with a knife thinking a monster was shaking my house. That's what Judel says. Yes, it could be very stressful. I remember when I moved to L.A. and I lived on a ground floor flat on Hayworth Street, and every time a truck came by, the house shook, and I thought I was living in an earthquake. But it wasn't an earthquake. It was just a truck coming by. Judels. Okay, Joe. What we used to do at work, chatting and working, laugh out loud, was then backtrack to how we got onto a certain subject. Yeah. Yeah, it's good. Well, that's what we're doing. We had 50 at one moment. Did we really? If we hit 50, let me know. That's a really good amount. That's a really good amount. You know what? Where's my phone? Because I've got to call somebody because I'm supposed to meet somebody and they canceled on me. So I'm going to have to go in the other room and make a phone call. So just you stay there. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to wash my face. We're on whatchamacallit time. We're on share time, everybody. Talk amongst yourselves. Go to Twitter. Go to Patreon. Okay. All right. All right. I've gotta do this. I'll do it in front of you guys. I gotta just message somebody. I didn't message. What is going on? My hands are wet. My hands are wet. What's going on? My hands are wet. I'll go on. I'll do it here. I'll do it here. Tell me if you can see what I'm typing because I don't want you to see what I'm typing. Okay. All right. Okay, back on track. Back on track. Back on track. Okay, what happened there? What happened here? There we go. There we go. Okay. All right, there we go. There we go. There we go. Let's get back on. Oh, we're missing everything. Okay, we're going to talk about the earthquake. I've never lived in an earthquake. I never lived in New York. It doesn't really have many earthquakes. But what causes earthquakes? You want to know what causes earthquakes? The sun, solar flares and stuff. There's a relationship between the sun sending out more stuff from the area where the not the black holes, whatever it is, the sunspots are. Anyway, the earthquake, Mark Johnson says, felt like I was asleep in bed and I felt like I was in a cradle and a giant was rocking the crib. I woke up and jumped out of bed. It was an earthquake. Crack along the bedroom wall even. Wow, that's scary. Where are you, Mark J, again? Tell everybody where you are. Tell everybody where you are. Let's see. I had a phone call. This is what Kermit says from the heating guy, so I missed some of the action. It's all right. Everybody, don't. At least he didn't say goodbye. Never can say goodbye. Da-na-na-na. I never can say goodbye. Da-da-da-da. Okay. No, yeah, what is that? Is that about me, Joodles? I tried to pay last night, but the effing phone wouldn't let me. Yeah, well, I pay my phone bill on GiftGaff. Okay. All right, some interesting stuff here, but I'm like, yeah, I got to be careful. I was actually yelled at yesterday because Lucy said something interesting that I missed. I missed a whole conversation, and she made a joke. She made a joke about being on a fact hunt. A fact hunt. And I didn't know what that meant because I don't, Americans or maybe me, I'm not as smart as I used to be. Somebody said, I'm not as smart as I used to be. Let's just deal with it. This is the end of the line. You know what I mean? It's like you wake up one day and you realize you're going to die. And that happened to me 10 years ago when I thought I was going to die, when I was 60 years old. And that's why I lost all the weight. That's why I didn't lose all the weight because I thought I was going to die. I lost all the weight because I wanted to show that it was possible to get thin. Anyway. So I see you, who's at least 50. She's had a lot of trouble with men, older men. If you'd gone out with me, you'd have problems going out with me. I'm a problem older man. Aren't I a problem as an older man? Men are problems. Anyway, what is the problem you're having there? Maybe we can ask the people here because they're very good at this kind of thing. They're very, very good. My neighbor keeps coming around. I helped her once and she's never been away from my door. Okay. Well, how old is she? How old is your neighbor? And what does she want? Does she want anything from you? Does she want to have conjugal visits or something? I still do my blood pressure. Yes, I do it. I haven't done it in a couple of days, but I do it, and because I take the pills. I'm not even sure I took a pill today. Land and Sea, AFC. I suggest that, but I think Land and Sea, AFC. Did I miss that? Fact sense causes earthquakes. These are jokes. Who is Land and Sea, AFC? Where did Land and Sea, AFC? Did I miss an initial post of yours? If I did. Who is Land and Sea, AFC? Lewis, you handle, so thank you. I think you feel, thank you. Thank you very much. Anyway, Lud is here. Was she a Jehovah's Witness? That's a joke. That's a good joke. Could be. Yeah. My mother lived through the earthquake in Athens back in 1999, and she said that it felt like the end of the world, houses that shook like leaves in the wind, and the dogs were going mental. Yeah, they can feel it. They can feel it. Why can they feel it in advance? Why? Why should it be happening in advance? Maybe it's just that, they're always saying, why is the earth, if the earth is billions of years old, why is it so hot? Velikovsky. That's what causes earthquakes. The fact is that the earth is like a kind of a sun. It collects the electricity and it goes into the north, the aurora borealis, and some of it goes into the south, the aurora, whatever it's called down there. Okay. Did you hear the story about Jackie Chan going to Turkey and twice when he left an earthquake happened? And someone said, stop jinxing them, Jackie. It can happen. But then again, Turkey is one of the most earthquake-ridden places in the world. Would you not say that? Mark J. Yeah. You're an American comedian about as funny as AIDS. Oh, that's me. With 1,000 subscribers, booted off of GB News. You're doing really well, mate. When is your flight to America? To Israel. Yeah. You want to send me the money and I'll go. You're totally right about that. I was an American comedian. Okay. People don't think that I'm funny. Do they think I'm not as funny as AIDS? Well, I actually think that AIDS doesn't exist. So that's not much of an insult. Okay. I have 1,000 subscribers. Right. That's nothing. I'm a failure. I was booted off of GB News. I wasn't booted off, but basically, I was slow fired. So maybe I should leave. Maybe I should leave the country. Should I block this guy? Block this gunny. You aren't funny. I mean, it's not really insults. That's not, I don't find those things to be problematic, being told I'm not funny. I don't think that's the case. I feel sorry for this guy because why he feels to attack a guy who's got 45 people watching it. How many people do? 42 people watching this thing. I mean, that's sad, really. Isn't that sad? I think it's really sad. If you're happy to keep helping your neighbor, I see you. This is what Joodles is saying. There's no issue. If you don't want to, just have to say no. Create an excuse as necessary. Once or twice doing that, and she'll stop asking. Yeah, this is unfortunate. But, maybe. She's a black South African still working in a care home, been arrested for various things, goes to the food bank, gets full British pension, yet still calls in for food or anything she can. Well, that sounds a bit dangerous. Doesn't that sound dangerous? I see you. She's 70 years old and still working, so you got to give her credit for that. And it's irritating when people are getting benefits. My neighbor, he was in his 80s, and I would make him dinner. But sometimes it's all right. So that's right. I agree with that. I don't know what you should do. You just got to say, listen, thanks a lot. You got to say, thank you. I can't help you now. That's so Joodle's advice is right. You say, I can't help you right now. I'm in the midst of doing something. Did GB News tell you that you were sacked? No, they don't do that in the business. They don't tell you sacked. They told Jimmy Kimmel he was sacked and he got his job back. So that's not. Stop opening the door, Joodle says. That's maybe the best advice. Just say, I can't open the door because I'm having sex with my boyfriend, Lewis Schaffer. You could do that. Yeah, don't say F off. Don't say F off, I see you. Don't do that. Don't make anybody angry. Why don't you go knock on her door and ask her for help? Ask her for help over something. How is this? Is this good advice? Ask her for help. Some people have no sense of humor. You know what? Some people don't find some people funny. There's nothing you can do about that. Is there something you can do about that? There's nothing you can do, Lorna. Correct, Alan. What did Alan say that was correct? Some people are just too stupid to spot funny. That's true. Or maybe I'm not funny. Or maybe for the first part of this whole show, I wasn't focusing on that. I'm not saying I'm doing that now, but I didn't think it was that important. I was just trying to get through the show. That's all I was trying to do, was to get through the show. Look at this. We've got almost 50. We got 50. Let me just see this. Yeah, we got almost 50 people watching this thing. That's amazing. I'm saying that's amazing. Yes, Lewis, says Joodles. That's great advice. Tell her you need some food. And can she help you? Yes. Start asking her for shit. Yeah. She won't even see that you're imitating her, but she'll just say, I gotta away from this person. 1,000 subscribers. It's not a lot of subscribers. When you've been doing comedy for 30 years, it's not a lot. And I lose, it's not easy to get subscribers, especially when you're doing this thing. But I do appreciate, I've said this so many times, I do appreciate you listening to me. I was not sacked by GB News. But maybe privately they had a meeting. Maybe Ofcom told them, say, this guy's dangerous. Maybe they're thinking, you know what it is? We're trying to sell the station. We don't need trouble. Maybe the guy is saying, I want to buy a newspaper. We don't need trouble. It could be that, basically. Could it not be that? The entertainment business, people don't. What did Woody Allen say? What is the old joke? He says that, in Hollywood, it's not that dog bites man bites. It's not that. What does Woody Allen say? Dog bites man bites, man doesn't return dog's phone call. I think that's the joke. Let's see what that joke is, so I make sure that I get it right. I think that's what it is. I'm looking this up. I'm looking it up. It's a joke. It's worse than dog eat dog. It's not a dog eat dog world. This dog doesn't return other dogs' phone calls. It's a joke from Woody Allen film. The character who says it is Clifford Stern, played by Allen himself. Was that the first time it was mentioned in that film? 1989. That's not even long ago. That's brilliant. That's a great joke. It's a great joke. He's a great joke. I mean, he's taught us a very valuable lesson. Woody, 32 years I've been doing comedy. Woody Allen taught us a very valuable lesson. You can't. He was so lonely. He was hanging out with his wife's kid. I don't know. When you imitate her, please don't Who are you talking to? GB News is fickle with its staff. Yeah. One thing my son said about me, which is one of the highest things of respect. I don't know whether he meant it as a respectful thing, but he said, I wouldn't change my views because I'm principled. This is what he said. I'm principled. And I mean, GB News is better than the BBC. I got a letter from the BBC today. Did you see the letter that I got? I got another letter from the BBC. TV licensing, they call it. And they have this thing on it. Can you see what they said? Oh, don't look at my address. Don't look at my address. Don't look at my thing there. But can you see underneath, it says your IN 0101. Okay? Or maybe it says IN 010010. Can you see that? It's basically made to look like it says invoice on it. And then it says, this is the most shocking thing. I don't know, maybe it's not. Maybe this is the way it is in this country. We need to check you are not breaking the law. What gives these people permission to check whether I'm breaking the law? That's not their job. They're not the police. You know, and even the police don't knock on your door. We need to check to make sure you're not smoking pot. We need to check that you're not writing bad checks, if there's such a thing as bad checks anymore. We need to check. I don't care if you need to check. This is not your business. This is, I mean, I need to write them a letter saying, please leave me alone. I'm not watching you. But they're going to change the rules to make it open for everybody. The worst thing about this country, the second worst thing about this country is the BBC. Because they're state-sponsored propaganda. That's why the BBC is the second worst thing. The worst thing are the people who are sending the state propaganda, what they're trying to convince you of, the communists. But, you know, the BBC, they want to pollute your brain to get you to believe that you're not nice enough to strangers who are living in other countries, that that your ancestors didn't spend billions to end slavery around the world. There would be no end to slavery because, you know, look at those countries down there in Africa. They've got slavery. Many times I have had tea and cakes ready for the TV license people coming around, but they keep letting me down and not visiting me. They can't because it's illegal, I think. Jedster, that's what Adam says. Adam Hudson, brilliant. The Jedster says, screw the BBC. Send your license money to your favorite content creators. Yeah, you're hearing it here. I am against the BBC. They are bad. State propaganda. Yes, thank you, Jedster. We need to check the BBC on employing PDF files. Yeah, exactly. Well, why do we care? Because we're sending them money. But if they were a private enterprise, of course we'd care, but we wouldn't have any, we wouldn't be that upset. But we have to send them £170 a year. I don't watch the BBC. I just don't do it. The BBC have been dreadful from day one, yes. It's just that nobody had other channels to watch back then. Now people have options. Yes, they do, but they're acting like people don't have options. I heard that in the last couple of years, 2.5 million people stopped paying their license. So how much is that? 2.5 million times 170 or 80 pounds. How much is that? Let's do the math on that. How much money are they losing? The BBC have been dreadful. That's what Mark J says. I'm gonna just check this out. 175 times 2,500,000. Whoops, that's too many zeros. 2, 5, 1. Yeah, that looks right. Is $43 billion, it could be. 44, no, it's almost $500 million. It's $500 million. Send the letter back saying we need to check you're not protecting. That's even if there were no kitty fiddlers there. It's left-wing communist, socialist, feminist propaganda. I shouldn't even talk like this. This is not my country. I'm not from here. They'll kick me out. I don't want to be kicked out. Please don't kick me out. They even pushed back in the age for a free license once. They added a few years. Of course they push back. They want the money. That's the thing about communist, socialist, feminist. They want the money. 400, right, thank you, Jules. That's 400 million pounds. That's a lot of money. If one watches any terrestrial TV channels or uses the BBC players, then one needs a TV license. In the UK, well, I don't watch TV channels, and I don't watch BBC iPlayer, so I'm okay. Is MC here? MC Scott is here, Medical Cannabis. Good to see you. But thank you, Dullahan, for that. This is the kind of information that we need to hear. Yeah, we like a favorite program on BBC. Yeah, of course you do, but that doesn't mean. We know they're protecting PDF files because they cover up. It doesn't matter if they're protecting it does matter. But the problem is they're telling people that you're being a racist if you're against letting in people into the country, that you're a racist if you support Israel. They show those constant pictures. They're just horrible, horrible. They're trying to do it for Netflix too, but Elon is trying to boycott them, I hear. Yeah. I mean, I pay for Netflix. Maybe I shouldn't pay for Netflix. I'm going to write this down. Don't pay for Netflix. I barely watch it. Don't pay for Netflix. Make them be nice. Make them be nice. They get the headliners to stay until 1:30 a.m. to join the Late Show in D.C. through a video call. Is that true? Is that true? I don't know if that's true, Alex. Thank you, Alex, for coming in. Old people don't get a free TV license now. Yeah. 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 I don't know whether that's, I'm not old. I'm not old enough to get a free one. Anyway. Even if you don't watch the BBC, but watch any other channel, you still have to pay. I think that's true, Joe. That is true. You still have to pay. Don't pay for anything, Lewis. Take what you want and don't let anybody stop you. I'm not taking what I want. I've made a conscious effort to follow the rules of this country, which are good rules by and large. Netflix is S now. I spent over a year paying for that when I wasn't watching. Me too. Me too. Okay, don't pay for Netflix. Don't pay for Netflix. Don't play. Darklands has an explanation for this, but I'm not promoting any kind of activity like that. I'm not promoting it. No, I don't have a TV as such. I've basically thrown the TVs out. I don't have a TV. No, that's true. I don't have a TV. Paul Cox was doing the 11 p.m. show, and then he stayed till 1:30 a.m. Well, they haven't asked me back on. They haven't asked me back on. So should I call them up and say, why haven't you asked me back on? Maybe they've been listening to this thing. Maybe they think I've been dissing them. I hope I haven't, but, I'll do something else. I like Dixon Cox. I like Cox, Paul Cox, and I like Nick Dixon. Yeah. I don't watch Amazon. I don't watch Amazon, but I think it's better than Netflix, says Daz. More choice, and it has a pay-per-view on films. So, yeah. But they're also evil, too. Aren't they evil? Aren't they evil? Pay for Netflix. Why, Dolan? Why should I pay for Netflix? I pay for it. I don't watch any of it. I don't watch any of it. I knew it. Even 14%. What is that in reference to? My being gay. My being gay. YouTube is now the most watched TV type platform. Not my data, someone else's. Yes, it is. Of course it is. It's unlimited choices, unlimited. It's not even like 57 channels. It's not even 100. It's not even 1,000. It's millions of channels. Is the one show still going? Jeez. Somebody likes Cox. Lucy does not like Dixon. I like the graphic, though. Look at the graphic that Lucy did. What would you put next to my name? Would you still like me? Please say you like me. Please, Lucy. Please say you like me. Netflix is worth it. I do. I don't watch it most of the time. I think it's nice to know you can go find it on that thing. I like Nick Dixon. He's got emotionally imbalanced like I am. I think I'm more. I've done the test. I'm more emotionally imbalanced. I'm more. I canceled Netflix and Amazon as so much to watch elsewhere. I have other platform my mates downloaded. God bless them. This is what Joe says. Yeah. Lewis, I like you, but I'm not Lucy. I'm afraid. Are you afraid? Or you're not Lucy? He's a misogynist, Kermit. Oh, I am too. Wouldn't you say that? Would you say that I'm a misogynist, Lucy? Would you say that I'm a misogynist? I'm scared of women. Stephen Allen was on Plank of the Week. You should be on there, Lewis. Yeah, well, you know what? After people discover this thing, after they see what kind of show this is, which is, I think it's a good show. We got 46 viewers. People are watching this show on a continuous level. You know, it's not going up and down. We don't have to rely on a mate, whatever it is. Nick is a very angry and deeply intellectual guy. Yeah, he is. He's really bright. He's got a huge IQ. Not as smart as Andrew, supposedly, but you got to say, you know, Andrew is brilliant. Oh, yeah. Can you get those hacked boxes for like £50 a year? This is what Daz says. Lewis likes cocks. I do. I like them all. I'm not going to say except for one person. Misogyny isn't fear, Lewis. It's hatred. You don't hate women. I do hate women. I hate the women who stop me from seeing my kids. I hate the women who've made it impossible for me to living, practically. Anyway, Lucy, yes. You have the... I'm not... Yes, she says, I am a misogynist, but you have the excuse of being crazy. Do you agree with that? You've listened to me. Am I crazy? Or am I just a misogynist? I'm a misogynist, but I'm crazy, so I don't mean... That is funny, Joodles, that Lucy said that. It is really funny. It is funny. Well, I'm crazy. I'm also can say that I'm a comedian. Can I say that I'm a comedian? That gets me out of it. Or maybe aren't we allowed to hate other people? Why can't we hate freely? Isn't that what this country is all about? Can I hate people freely? Lucy, are you telling me that it's wrong to hate people freely? Are you saying to a Palestinian that they're not allowed to hate the Jews? Are you saying to an Irish Protestant that they're... Or let's go the other way, Lucy. Are you not allowed... Do you have to say to the Catholics, you cannot hate Protestants? That's against the rule. Against the rules. I know what you're thinking. You're hating Protestants. No. Let people hate each other. Let them come out in the open. And let's say, I hate you. I hate you. MC Scott says I'm crazy, but that's why we love you. Thank you very much, MC Scott. Hating one or two people doesn't mean you hate 51% of the population, Lewis. I know you're scared of us. I am scared of you, but can't I be allowed to hate every single one of you? Joodles. Let's go there. Why can't I say, I do not like women? If there's a woman in the room, I don't want to be next to her. I don't want to look at a woman. I don't want to look at any women in movies. I don't want to look at any women in the porn that I'm looking. That's a joke. In the porn that I'm looking at. Why can't we hate? What is wrong with that? And you say, you know what? I know you hate us, but you know, why do you hate us? Tell me why. And you go, you know, maybe that's right, but what about this? You know, so there you go. I think I'm making a very strong point. Would you argue that point? I don't think you're crazy in a speedy way. Blink. I think you're crazy in a speedy way. Blink, and I miss it. I see you, says. Yeah, in a speedy way. I like the idea that I'm speedy. Of course you can hate every single woman, but you don't. So what's the point? Are we going to pass a law that makes it illegal for anyone to hate every one of some other group if they want to? Or say anything bad about somebody else? You know what that makes you? That makes you a Labor Party member. That's what that makes you. It makes you a Labor Party member. What am I going to have for dinner? Bitches be cray-cray, I've heard, says Kermit. Yeah, they can be. Maybe you've had a bad, you know what, maybe you've had a bad relationship with a woman, and they've been bad to you. Whatever. And so you go, I got to stay away from women. You know, of course you can hate every single woman, but you don't. That's the point. I don't hate every single woman. But why can't I? Why can't I go, oh my God, I hate women. I hate women. If you had seen me after my wife divorced me and I couldn't see my kids and the pain that I went through. But you're saying, oh, you're not allowed to have a feeling, Lewis. You're not allowed to have a thought. Lewis, we're not being locked in your bedroom then. That's what Joodles is saying. I make an exception. I'll make an exception for you, Joe. I want you in my bedroom, locked in your bedroom. But maybe if you put the two thoughts that I said to her, I said, I'm a misogynist. I remember I was at work, and one of the women accused me of misogyny. And I said, what have I done that's misogynistic? And she said, well, on the show, you called yourself a misogynist. What does that mean? I call myself a misogynist. You know, that doesn't make it true. It's like these men who call themselves women. It does not make it true. Lewis keeps his favorite women in tunnels underneath his flat. Well, I might have to do that because I'm liking more and more women. Maybe my divorce is far away and I'm not filled with hate. People love to hate, but they're told you're not allowed to hate. Do not hate. Do not hate. Do not hate. Racism should be legal if it actually exists. Nobody hate. If you want to look at somebody, and let's say, Patrice O'Neill had a great big joke about this, you know, where he's walking down the street and there's a group of men, shaved heads, and he's thinking, are they, you know, racist, skinhead racists, or are they cancer patients? Cancer patients. And he said, you know what? Just to be on the safe side, I'll cross the street. I'll cross the street. This is Patrice O'Neill, one of the funniest comedians ever. Patrice O'Neill in the back there. You probably can't see it. You absolutely have to watch that heretic film, Lewis. Tunnels Under Your Flat. Let's write that down. Let's write it down. Someday I'll go back and look at this. It says Tunnels Under Flat. Lucy, not sure you can blame someone for repeating something you've said about yourself. Yeah, but you have to remember that it's a joke. Number one, I'm a comedian, or maybe she didn't know that I was a comedian. But just because I said I've killed, I've killed 15 people. Yeah, I've killed 15 people. You can't say he's a killer because he said he killed 15 people. That doesn't make him a killer. He said he killed 15 people. I shouldn't say unalived. Right, you must buy a spade from Argos tomorrow, Jedster. I laugh at that. That's true. To be fair, men have been made to look incompetent for decades in British comedies. It's rare that female is the butt of the joke. This is what Kermit says. Exactly true. And you can hate that stuff. I guarantee if I submitted a Freedom of Information, we'd find at least one. What is that? Someone under the basement? Or is that me killing someone? Me unaliving someone? Yeah, am I committing hate crimes? And let's say you go in for a job and they say, you know what? We've had a lot of people that look like you and you've all worked out badly. We're not hiring anybody who looks like you. Whatever it is. Even if they say it, even if you think that they said it, let people be racist. Let them be misogynistic. Let them hate. If you want to hate Jews, hate Jews. You don't even have to lie about it. Just say, I hate Jews. And even if you don't, you can lie about it. Lewis, being totally fair, the song I Hate Men from Kiss Me Kate, I think. Okay, there are songs like that. And you find out, well, why do they hate men? A man kissed them and didn't call them back. Women have been abandoned. Men have been abandoned. All this horrible things. But you're not allowed to say it. Don't say it. Don't say a thing. Well, I'm saying this. I'm saying this. I've got to watch that heretic film. Thank you, Joodles, for telling me about that over and over again. I appreciate that. No, you should not. The difference is we are still on the side of the protagonist. We laugh at his mishaps, but what are you talking about? Let's get back on track. I didn't say that. Only 15 says war about rookie numbers. Yeah, it's rookie numbers. It's rookie numbers, but who knows? Should I be put in jail because I was making a joke about it? In this country, it's heading in that direction. Hang on, Lewis. Is this satirical content, said Jedster? We don't know. You don't know. But you should at least prove it. You should at least prove that Lewis Schaffer did that. These aren't hate crimes. They're great crimes, says Kermit. That's very funny. Kermit is very bright and funny. It's very, very bright and funny. Agreed, Lewis. That is hate. Why is hate the only perfectly natural human emotion we're not allowed to have? Because they want social cohesion, because they want the country taken over by people who hate us. That is why. I shouldn't even be talking like that. That's why I can't be on the TV. I should play my cards right. And I should not talk about this. So when I do go on the show, I can be subtle about it. But of course, when you have to keep a secret, which is that you are a racist or a misogynist, eventually you stop being a racist or a misogynist. Say, don't say anything. Don't say anything. But that's agreed. That's what Judel says. Why is hate the only perfectly human emotion we're not allowed to have? They do not want hate. They don't want hate. We should be allowed to hate. I don't want my country taken over by people who hate me. I don't want that. I hate. I'm filled with hate individually. But they say, oh, my cousin is this, or my butcher is this, and my hair cutter. And you go, yeah, they're nice people. They're nice people. But, and maybe, anyway. So here's Lucy, and Lucy always has a brilliant opinion on this. What do you think about what I'm saying? I'm saying I don't believe in racism. And even if I did believe in it, I think it should be totally legal. Out in the open. The reason why there's so much anti-Semitism going on is since the Nazis, since those National Socialists came, who started off as communists, and maybe they were communists. Anyway, they're socialists. Anyway, whatever they are. Until they came, people could talk about things openly. And then after that point, they said, we can't talk about it, otherwise it's going to come back. So here's what Lucy says. Can I read what Lucy says? And Lucy does not agree with me, just for the sake of agreeing with me. So let's just see if she does agree with me, which I don't think she will. Difference is, says Lucy, is we are still on the side of the protagonist. We laugh at his mishaps. We like him. A sitcom about this is talking about the BBC, about a female loser, wouldn't be funny. People would have contempt for her. Interesting. Why would they have contempt? No, maybe they would like her. Look at Roseanne. They loved Roseanne. This country has... I don't agree with that. I've got to think about that a bit more. I'm not an aficionado of that. Okay, I've fallen behind. Let me get ahead again. Let me get ahead. Daz comes in and says this. Oh, what about Fleabag, says Lucy, which is considered one of the best ever. Best ever. Kermit. What about Kermit? In some circumstances, it's perfectly fine to be racism and not offer someone a job based on their face or even their sex. That's the definition of racism or sexism. But it's still okay. You're right, but they don't call it racism. They don't call it racism. You're right about that. But it is racism. But it's not race. Let white people go. I don't want to hire this person because, I want to hire my kids. People should be allowed to hire their kids. Anyway, in British law, you could always hate whomever you wanted. You weren't allowed to attack them. I see not a window into a man's souls. Exactly right. Exactly right. Motive, and that, I'm going to tell you something. Motive is the most important thing. And that's the Judeo-Christian way. What is your motive? You're driving in a car and you run someone over. Or did you have a motive to kill that person? That's what the British people think. Did you have a motive? So we're going to finish this line of discussion. And Jedsta says Roseanne wasn't a loser. He was fat. Meanwhile, hate and threats against white people and Jewish people is fine and dandy. We'll discuss that again. We will discuss that again. Okay, that's been our show. We're running out of time. We got 8 minutes left. We've got 8 minutes left. If you want to continue this discussion, I'd like to hear what you have to say, because I think people should be allowed to think obviously you don't want people hating qualified people just because of the color of their skin. But, am I right about that? They can't even define hate, says Judels. Remember when Angel Rayner was asked in the House of Commons for a definition of Islamophobia, and she said, "We'll get back to you within 30 days." They still haven't. They're just using it as a tool of social control. The left, the communists, the socialists, they're being horrible. Chris McClade is here. Hello. Hi, there's actually Chris McClade. Oh, what he says. Oh, no, that's not Chris McClade. That's Lud saying that. Okay. There you go. Anyway, so thank you very much for everybody being here. Thank you for your opinions. Thank you for putting up with me. We've got 44 viewers. We've basically kept this amount. As usual, you could do me a big favor. The least you can do is by pressing the thumbs up. Can you do that? I know whether you have or not. Can you do that? Can you subscribe? It's free, but it's important. I've got 1,090 subscribers, maybe a bit more. Can you buy me a cup of coffee? That'd be nice. That would be nice. I'm here every single day. It's nice. I love Roseanne. I love Roseanne Barr. She's a Jew. Or she says she's a Jew. She comes from Utah. She's not the same kind of Jew that I am, but she is. So maybe go to paypal.co.uk, make a contribution if you'd like to. It means a lot to me. And or Patreon. It means a lot to Patreon, which is Patreon paypal.me.Lewis Schaffer, patreon.com/Lewis Schaffer, something like that. Can you do that? Can I go to Kermit? Let me go here and let me go here and find the Discord thing. Can we all get into Discord? That would make me so happy too. I tell you what makes me really happy, when you talk amongst yourselves. That makes me really happy. You know what makes me even happier? When you flirt with each other and you're nice to each other. That makes me really happy. It makes me really happy. How many people do we have in this? We got 62 people. That's really brilliant. Okay? So that makes me happy when you talk to each other. When you flirt with each other. That makes me really happy. Hold on. Is that right? Invite people. Let's see what this is. Okay, I'm going to put this on the bottom here. On the bottom. So we're going to end by in 4 minutes. We're all ending. I really appreciate it. I just so much appreciate it. Thank you for dealing with people who come in for hate. Let them hate. They can hate. But that doesn't mean they should interrupt our conversation. They shouldn't change our way of life, unless we make that decision. And there's the Discord thing. Can you do that at the Discord thing? Let's also, the PayPal thing. You can send me a PayPal, which I think is very good. Hold on a second. This is something you can do. This is something you can do. Can you do the PayPal thing? And everybody can go to Twitter. Go to Twitter, x.com/Lewis Schaffer. I think that's what it is. Let me just check to see whether that's the right thing. Can we join this thing? Most of you are on this thing, so don't worry but most of you are on this thing. X.com. I don't know. Let me just check to see what this is. Yeah, that's what this is. I mean, it's sort of out of order what this stuff is, but It's Jack Shields. What a loser that guy is. Anyway, so let me just put this up and we're going to say goodbye. We're going to say goodbye. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. What an absolute fucking loser. Where did I go with this? Oh, here we go. Here we go. I haven't read any. Go on Twitter, go on Discord if this is important. I'll see you later. Pizza money. I do appreciate that, Mark J. I totally appreciate that. Lucy, I know I can't remember which it is. One's been a long time. I don't know what that is. Happy Yom Kippur, everybody. Tonight is a Jewish holiday, and I've spent it with you. I spent it with you. But I appreciate it. I do appreciate everything. I'll see you later. Thank you, Judels. Thank you, Donna. Thank you, Warmelian, Kermit, Ruben, Lucy. Thank you, Lorna. Eleanor Cook. Eleanor Cook. I didn't even notice you were in there. When are you on GB News? We don't know. We don't know. We don't know if I'm going to ever be on GB News. They know who I am. They know who I am. They know who I am. Yes, they would. Yes, they would. Yes, they would. A female Dear John, a sitcom. Lucy, people would. They would because people want to know what the problems, the benefits, the joys, the horriblenesses of being that. So thank you very much, Mark J. I see you. Thank you for joining us again. Thank you very much. Thank you, Alan. Thank you, Daz. Thank you, Black Adder. Big support here. Thank you, Lud. Thank you for this. Thank you. Thank you, Warmelian, Darklands, Kermit, of course, Daz. If I've forgotten your name, it's not something personal at all. Okay? Thank you, Lud. Lud's been a big major supporter of mine, which I appreciate tremendously. As a lot of you have. Not a lot. You've all even buying me a slice of pizza or whatever is so important. It's so important. I'm not on GB News. Maybe I'm not on GB News because of this thing. Maybe, who knows? Who knows? Lewis Schaffer will be back in the high life again. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'll be back in the high life. And if I'm not, we have this. And if we don't have this, we'll have something else. And if we don't have something else, we've had this. Okay. There you go. So thank you, everybody. I'm ending the stream in 2 minutes. 1 minute. 1 minute.